Every low-carb vanilla ice cream recipe I have seen has the same problem. It looks right, but it does not taste like vanilla. I think I know why, and I'm going to prove it in this video. I steeped vanilla bean paste and pure vanilla extract into my homemade low-carb condensed milk for 24 hours, not 20 minutes, not an hour, 24 hours. And I added one more ingredient that nobody talks about. The difference was not subtle. This is what came out of the freezer: vanilla bean no-churn ice cream, zero added sugar, 3 to 4 grams net carbs, no ice cream maker, no blender, topped with something I fermented myself, and that topping is its own story. Let's start with why vanilla behaves differently in a low-carb base, because once you understand that, the 24 hours makes complete sense. Here is what's actually happening when low-carb vanilla ice cream tastes sweet but empty. Allulose, the sweetener in my homemade condensed milk, suppresses flavor perception slightly at high concentrations. You taste sweet first, and vanilla gets pushed to the back. This is not a flaw in allulose, it is a chemistry problem with a timing solution. Vanilla compounds need time to fully release into a fat-based medium like heavy cream. In a chilled condensed milk base, that process is slow. Stir and freeze and you get sweet. Steep and freeze and you get vanilla. So why 24 hours? I tested this base before I made the ice cream. After a 24-hour steep in the refrigerator, the vanilla flavor was bold, sophisticated. There was no allulose aftertaste at all. The vanilla did not just add flavor, it filled the space the allulose left behind. Could you steep for less time? Probably, but I tested 24 hours and I'm not going back. Now, why both vanilla beans or paste and pure vanilla extract together? Vanilla beans, which I couldn't find at my local market, and paste give you the seeds. Those are the visible black flecks you can see throughout the space right now. They carry concentrated vanillin, the primary flavor compound in vanilla. But paste has a syrup base, the lighter, more volatile compounds that make vanilla smell the way it does before it ever hits your tongue. Extract carries exactly those top notes. Together, they cover the full aromatic range. You get depth from the paste, you get lift from the extract, and after 24 hours steeped into a chilled fat base, both have fully released. One without the other is half the flavor. The third ingredient, fine kosher salt, specifically diamond crystal. It's not sea salt, it's not table salt. Diamond crystal kosher salt has a specific grain size and a lower sodium density per teaspoon than other salts. That matters when you're using salt as a flavor amplifier rather than as a seasoning. In a conventional ice cream, sugar suppresses bitterness and rounds the flavor profile naturally. In a low carb base, allulose does not do that job the same way. The salt does it. It closes the gap between sweet and complete. Without it, the base tastes technically correct. With it, it tastes finished. Now, the ice cream itself. I whipped heavy cream into stiff peaks first. Then I added the steeped vanilla condensed milk base into the whipped cream, not the other way around. This distinction matters. If you pour whipped cream into a liquid base, you're deflating air you just built. If you add the base into the cream in batches, the cream stays in control and the base folds in without collapsing the structure. 3 batches, gentle folds, no streaks, no mixer, no blender. A blender would destroy the air structure entirely. You would get a dense, icy result instead of this. The air you preserve in the fold is what makes no churn ice cream scoopable. The condensed milk base is what keeps it from freezing rock solid. I froze this for 24 hours. No plastic wrap on the surface. I try not to use plastic in my kitchen. I am in a dry climate and I had zero crystal formation on the surface. If you are in a humid climate, press parchment paper directly onto the surface before freezing. The topping. These are tart cherries I fermented myself using the same ascetic fermentation method I have been building across this series. I checked them at 14 hours. They were less tart. The cultures had been working, but they did not taste overly fermented. The flavor was still bright, still complex, still balanced. I left them another 10 hours. At 24 hours, I refrigerated them to stop the fermentation. What I created was a tart cherry pie filling topping with the live cultures intact, zero added sugar, and a depth of flavor you cannot get from a jar. On top of this ice cream, the tartness cuts through the cream. The fruit flavor amplifies the vanilla, and the live cultures stay active. This topping is still working for your gut even after it hits frozen cream. This is what 24 hours of steeping 3 folds and 24 hours in the freezer produces. The vanilla is not background flavor. It is the entire experience. Bold, clean, no aftertaste. The texture is scoopable straight from the freezer. No waiting, no warming on the counter. 3 to 4 grams net carbs per serving, zero added sugar. The fermented cherry topping adds tartness, depth, and live cultures. It's not a decoration. It is the second layer of this dessert. This passed the healthy skillet standard. Every ingredient investigated, every technique tested, every result sourced from my own kitchen. The full recipe's in the description below. If you missed the homemade low-carb sweetened condensed milk and the Italian lemon mousse, that link is in the description as well. If this video was useful, subscribe. New videos drop every Sunday.